Hello friends, today we will start our part 7. Part 7 we will talk about electric dipole. Okay, electric field due to an electric dipole over equatorial point. Last class we have discussed the electric field due to an electric dipole over axial point. What was the equation for that? Yes, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 2p by r cube. In the final case we got the equation 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 2p by r cube. Okay, today we will discuss the electric field due to an electric dipole over equatorial point. Okay, before that we will draw a diagram. Let's consider a dipole. A dipole is what? A dipole must be two equal and opposite charges separated by a very small distance. We call it as an electric dipole. So we are considering an electric dipole with the charge minus q and the charge plus q. Okay, and the charge plus q. These are the two charges. Let's consider these are the two charges. Okay, I'm considering the distance between these two charges. Let's 2L be the distance between these two charges. Consider these charges minus q and plus q. Okay, minus q and plus q is separated by a very small distance 2L. 2L means from the center up to here L, and from center up to here L distance. I'm going to find the electric field at a point over here at the equatorial point at the perpendicular distance. Okay, at this point. So I'm drawing a line pointing to that and also pointing to here. Okay, let's consider this point A, this point B, and this point where we need to find the electric field. We call it as this point, we call it as P, this point P. Okay, and I consider the distance, this distance as r. What will be the distance? This distance, what will be that? What will be that? This, the whole distance is 2L. That means this distance will be L, and this will be another L. Okay, first of all we consider two charges minus q and plus q, which are separated by a very small distance 2L. That means from this center, that is, this is the center O. From the center O up to A, this distance is L, and from the center O to distance here, this is L, another L. Okay, so we are going to find the electric field at what point? At this point. This point is called the equatorial point. At the equatorial point. First of all, we already learned that how to find the electric field. How to find the electric field due to a point charge. Last part 6. In our part 6, we have discussed how to find the electric field due to an electric dipole. First of all, we have to find the electric field due to individual charges. For example, first of all, we have to find the electric field due to this one, plus q and minus q. I'm considering, yes, this is plus q charge and this is minus q charge. Let's consider electric field due to plus q is E1. Before that, what is the direction of this plus q? We already talking about what is the direction of electric field of positive charges and negative charges. Yes, right? Positive charges, always the electric field direction is outwards. Right? Electric field direction is always outwards. For what type of charges? For positive charges, right? So here these positive charges, for this positive charge, the electric field direction is like outward direction, right? Let's consider this is electric field due to that charge. This will be E1, vector E1. This is having a proper direction, so we are giving a vector sign for that. Okay, E1 is the electric field due to this charge. Then how will you draw the electric field due to this charge? This is minus q. Yes, negative charges always possess an electric field inwards, right? Inwards. So how will you draw that electric field direction over here due to this charge? Yes, of course, it will be like, yes, like this. Let's consider this is E2. Okay, this is E2, right? Okay, then we have completed our diagram. So we consider a dipole minus q and plus q, which are separated by a very small distance 2l. From the center, this distance is L and this distance is L, and we consider the perpendicular, which is having a distance of r. And over this point, we are going to find the electric field due to these two charges. For that, plus q charges, the electric field direction is like this, along BP, and for this charge minus q, the electric field direction is like along PA, in this direction. Okay, then to find the electric field, we are going to find the electric field due to individual charges. First, we will take the electric field due to this one, that is E1. What is vector E1? What will be that? That will be, electric field due to that charge will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. What is the charge? Q, right? That is Q divided by distance square. What is the distance? This is the distance, right? Let's consider the triangle POB. From this triangle, this distance will be, what will be this distance? Yes, this will be r square plus L square, root of r square plus L square. Therefore, the distance will be r square plus L square, the root of r square plus L square. Therefore, here we have to use the equation 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by square of the distance. Square of the distance means the root will be cancelled out. Okay, that means r square plus L square. What is the directional electric field? Along BP, right? So we have found the electric field due to this charge, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 charge divided by distance square. What was the distance? Distance was root of r square plus L square. The square of the distance means root will be cancelled out. That means r square plus L square. Along what direction? BP. Then what will be electric field due to that second charge? E2. That will be the same way you can calculate that. 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 minus q by S. Minus q by, what will be the distance over here? Here also r and L. That means root of r square plus L square, right? That means equation will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 minus q by r square plus L square. But the direction is in this direction. That means along PA, right? Look at this equation. Only difference is the direction. That means magnitude is same. Only difference is what? Yes, direction is different, magnitude is same. So we can say the magnitude of these two vectors are same. Magnitude of these two vectors are same means E1 is equal to what? E2. E1 is equal to E2. Okay, that we got. What was the equation? E1 is equal to E2. We got an equation E1 is equal to E2, right? Okay. Now we are going to find the resultant of these two vectors, because since we are having angle, here we consider an angle theta. Here also we can consider an angle theta. By considering the angle theta, we can find the resultant of these two vectors. What will be the resultant of these two vectors? Let's consider first. We consider plus q. What will be the resultant vector? For this, the resultant vectors can be, you can find the resultant vector, the rectangular components, right? For plus q, the resultant vectors will be this one and this one, right? This will be the resultant vectors. Okay, since this is angle theta, then what will be this? This one will be the adjacent compound, that will be cos theta. That means E1 cos theta, right? this will be E1 sine theta, right? You have to be careful. Okay, let's consider the resultant of this one. What will be the resultant of this one? Okay, for this one E2, for E2 the resultant will be one will be in this direction and another will be in this direction, right? Okay, this will be considering the angle theta, this will be E2 cos theta, and this will be, what will be that? Yes, E2 sin theta. Look at the figure, the components. Look at the components. Yes, these two components are equal and opposite. So what happens? Yes, they will cancel. They cancel each other. These two components are equal and opposite. Therefore, they will cancel each other. For these two components, E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta, they are parallel, so they will add up. So, in order to find the magnitude of the electric field, what we have to do? We have to sum these two. To find the total electric field, what we have to do? We have already found the electric field due to plus Q charge and minus Q charge. To find the total electric field, that is E, what we have to do is, we have to sum E1 plus E2. And already we know that E1 is equal to E2. That means E is equal to what? We can write it as 2E1 or 2E2. Right? We already found the components also. From the components, we found that these two components cancels and only components remains is E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta. That means the total electric field, you can write it as E is equal to what? 2E1. But E1 has a component. This E1 has a component E1 cos theta and E2 has a component E2 cos theta. That means you have to write it as 2E1 cos theta. You got the point? You already talked that E1. What is E1? That vector E1. That vector E1 means its component is E1 cos theta, and for this one E2 cos theta. Like this. E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta. What happens? E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta. Since E1 is equal to E2, you can write as 2E1 cos theta. 2E1 cos theta, right? 2E1 cos theta. So we wrote it as E is equal to 2E1 cos theta. That means electric field E is equal to 2 times, what will be E1? Yes, magnitude of E1 will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by, what is the distance? What was the distance? R square plus L square, right? What will be cos theta? From this we can find as cos theta is equal to, what will be that? This distance, right? This distance by this distance. Okay, right? That means L by R square plus L square root. That means it can be written as 1 by 2. So instead of this cos theta, you can write it as L by R square plus L square the whole raised to 1 by 2. Right? Look at this. What was 2LQ? For every dipole, we already learned that for every dipole there will be a dipole moment. What was the equation for dipole moment? Dipole moment is the product of distance and magnitude of the charge. That means P is equal to 2LQ. So instead of this 2LQ, we can write it as the dipole moment P. That means E is equal to, yes, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 P by, this become R square plus L square the whole raised to, yes, 3 by 2. These two joints to form raised to 3 by 2. Look at this equation. This is the electric field due to this electric dipole over this equatorial point. Here also we can consider so many cases. Let's consider the case 1. If this distance, this R is the distance that we are finding this point. If we consider this point is very far, then what happens is the distance between these dipole will be neglected. That means we are considering a very far distance. That means we are considering r which is very much greater than L. If r is very much greater than L, what happens? This will be cancelled out. That means for this case electric field will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 p by r square the whole raised to 3 by 2. That means 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 p by this become r cube, right? That means our equation is what? Is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 p by r cube. This is our electric field due to an electric dipole over equatorial point. Look at the equation. In our axial point, we found that electric field due to electric dipole was 2p by r cube. That means 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 2p by r cube. But here the equation is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 p by r cube. That means at what point electric field will be maximum? Of course, at axial point the electric field will be maximum. Yes, you got the point? You clear? Okay. Yes. For that, for finding the electric field due to an electric dipole, what are the things you have to do? First of all, you have to consider an electric dipole minus q and plus q, which have to be separated by a distance 2l. From a center O, this distance will be L and this distance will be L. You are going to find the electric field at what point? Equatorial point. So we consider the equatorial point P, right? Then what we have done is we found the electric field due to this charge in the direction outwards, since it is a positive charge. For this minus q, we draw it in inward direction since it is a negative charge. And we found the electric field due to these two individual charges, vector E1 and vector E2. And we found that the magnitude of these two charges are equal. That means E1 is equal to E2. And we found the rectangular components of these two charges, okay? These two electric field. The rectangular components, while we taken the rectangular components, we found that some of the components like E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta are they are in the opposite direction. Since they are in the opposite direction, they will cancel each other, and while we consider the parallel components, they will add up. So we consider the parallel components for E1, that is E1 cos theta, and for E2 that will be E2 cos theta, right? That means 2E1 cos theta, you can write it as 2E1 cos theta or 2E2 cos theta. There will be no difference since we are taking the magnitude, okay? So the total electric field will be is equal to 2E1 cos theta, 2E1 instead of E1, that will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by distance square. That means r square plus L square. Cos theta you can calculate this from the triangle L by r square plus L square the whole raised 1 by 2. This combines to form this one. And while we consider the case r very much greater than L, what happens is this become r square the whole raised to 3 by 2 or r cube. So this is the electric field due to electric dipole over. This is the point at which what point? Equatorial point, okay? So we have proved a very important proof that that is the basis of electric dipole, okay? Carefully write it over in your notebook, okay? Okay. Now we are going to discuss the the torque produced by an electric dipole, okay? Torque produced by an electric dipole.